right now my brain is on a lag because I've been not eating properly.
I would think if anybody would be taking care of themselves, it's someone like you that
Yeah, I need to.
brutalizes yourself.
But sometimes I go so extreme that I need like a break, and I go the other way.
I know what you mean. Yeah, you get tired of it. That happens to a lot of fighters. They get done fighting and they just get fat because they're just like, I don't want to train anymore. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, because they're so extreme and so focused, and all of a sudden it's a...
Yeah, I think little vacations from discipline are fine. But when I take a little vacation from discipline, I feel like shit. And then I'm like, what are you doing? And then I'm upset with myself, and then I go back the way I used to eat, and I'm fine.
And then you feel great.
Yeah. But that's, it's what humans are supposed to eat. We're supposed to eat real food. And a giant percentage of our diet is processed bullshit. And that stuff is just, it tastes good and it tricks your body because there's all sorts of salt and sugar in it. And, those high calorie, high carbohydrate foods are so easy to overconsume.
Yeah.
We had Elon and I had pizza the other night, and I just couldn't stop eating it. Jamie had to take it away from me. If you didn't take it away from me, I would have ate that whole box.
Yeah, once you start, you can't stop.
I'm a glutton.
And then the funny thing is then you're still hungry an hour later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas when you eat foods with high nutrition like broccoli or something, you're full.
Well, especially protein. If you eat foods, protein has a very high satiety rate. So like if you eat steak, you can only eat so much steak. Or you could keep going if you wanted to, if you're in a contest or some shit. Like you ever see those places like restaurants where they give you a free meal if you could eat a 72-ounce steak, and so people try to eat them. You have to eat it like within 30 minutes or something crazy like that. But when you eat steak, like at a certain level, you're done. Your body's like, that's enough. But if there's steak and then bread, the bread's right there with butter and it smells good, and it's fresh. Oh, ooh, give me some more of that bread. Or there's a bowl of pasta, like ooh, and then there's some ice cream. Ooh, you'll keep going, and that's where modern foods have kind of hijacked the human brain, hijacked your reward system. It makes you crave these things that are ultimately detrimental to your health.
But when you're eating really healthy, what's your diet?
Mostly meat. I eat mostly meat and eggs.
Do you eat raw eggs?
No, I cook them.
I feel so good when I have raw eggs.
They're good, but you do have to be concerned with salmonella. You particularly have to be concerned.
I think it's like 1 in 35,000, and it's on the shell. I think it's a low risk.
It's a low risk, yeah. But it does happen. There's a certain percentage of people every year, a certain number of people every year that get salmonella from eggs.
But the eggs in Paris, by the way, they taste so good. It's kind of amazing.
Well, they're probably free-range chickens.
Yeah, and
that's the difference.
And they're like orange.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that's a free-range chicken. That's chicken that eats eating bugs and worms and small rodents and things like that, which is what they're fucking dinosaurs. I have chickens. And the chickens that you have, if you have like chickens in your yard, if you have a good amount of place for them to roam and free range, you get a dark orange yolk and it's delicious.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. And it's also if you're a person who's very concerned about factory farming and ethics that are involved in that kind of stuff, and you don't want to eat eggs because the chickens are mistreated. Chickens that you have yourself are basically pets that give you free, karma-free food because, they're not even scared of you. They wander around you and peck at the ground right near your feet.
And they eat ticks too, right?
And they will produce food for you because they're not going to make chickens unless there's a rooster. Their eggs are never going to fertilize, so you're getting these beautiful, healthy eggs.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And no one loses.
No.
Yeah, it's a perfect cycle.
And they taste
It's so good for you. And there's so many things that you can get from eggs that you're just not going to get from a plant-based diet. Unless you're supplementing, you're just not going to get them.
Do you take vitamins?
Yeah.
I take those liposol, the liquid ones, because you absorb them.
Liposomal?
Yeah, those ones. But I was going to bring them and share them with you, but I forgot.
Yeah, I take those. I also take, you know what AG1 is, Athletic Greens?
No.
It's great. It's just very simple. You take a scoop of it, put it in some water, stir it up. And it's probiotics. It's like 75 different vitamins and nutrients. Very good. It tastes good, easy. So simple. Just stir it up.
It's called AG1?
AG1. Yeah, it's very easy because it's a no-brainer. They sell little travel packs. Just open up a bottle of water, pour it in the bottle of water, shake it up, drink it.
And it's all natural?
All natural, yeah. It's all plant-based stuff.
Yeah, that I'll look into.
It's great. And then, you really should supplement with vitamin D. Vitamin D and K2, they work well together. But all that stuff is one of the things that people are very deficient in.
Yeah.
Vitamin D in particular. It's a big one, particularly in cold climates where people don't go outside very much. You don't get exposure to sun. The best way to get vitamin D is from the sun.
Natural, yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way. But most people do not get enough.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We're indoor all day working.
Yeah, but when you think about, like, what did human beings eat to thrive? Well, their most treasured and their prized food was meat. If they could kill a deer, if they could kill, something that was nutrient dense, that had fat on it, a pig, like that's what they treasured the most, because that's what they would give them the most nutrients.
But you would also assume they would have like coconuts, bananas.
Sure, fruits good.
So we're easy to...
Especially, again, fruits that weren't fucked with. But that's one of the things that we've done with wheat. If you get wheat, everybody talks about this. If you get wheat in Europe, you're getting this heirloom wheat. You're getting wheat that is really what it was originally. When they took wheat and changed it in America, what they've done is
the high dose.
Exactly.
They destroyed it.
Much more complex glutens in it, and it just gives you more inflammation. It's harder to digest.
Yep. And you don't gain weight from those non-modified seeds of 500 years ago.
I know. You go to Europe and you eat their food. You look at them. They're not fat.
No.
It's crazy. Look at France. The people eating bread in France. They eat bread every day. They're not fat.
Nope.
In America, we're all balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just in making things better to sell, because the higher yield and, you can make more profit. We've poisoned ourselves.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
It's fucked. But at least we know it. So if you do seek out the information, there's plenty of doctors that could explain these things to you, and just seek out organic foods and just eat real foods. Eat real foods, and that you'll be far better off.
You even sleep better. I don't snore. I don't need as much sleep.
Sure.
It's so crazy what a difference it makes.
Mm-hmm. It does. It makes a giant difference.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to get people to deviate, because once you get accustomed to eating certain kinds of food and you start craving those kinds of food,
it just triggers your...
Very difficult to get off that path.